Y'all, let me tell you. Have y'all heard about the Risa Tisa story? The Who the Fuck Did I Marry series that she just started? Talking about how she married a pathological liar, so y'all know I took notes. Now, if you don't have the capacity for these type of low vibrations, I'm gonna go ahead and sum it up here, but you go ahead, I'm gonna tag her so y'all can go ahead and watch her 19-part and counting series, how she talks about how she married a pathological liar. Now, I ain't gonna eat her up because she's taking accountability. Yeah, she said I was wrong. I let it go on for too long. She is admitting that. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and mess with her. But it's a lot. If you got 2 hours to spare, go ahead and start the series. But if not, I'm gonna sum it up real quick. So far, March 2020, she met a man on Facebook. Turned out he is pathological liar. He lied about everything. He took her to the car dealership, had her thinking she was getting an Audi or a BMW. Told her he was going to wire the money, have the car delivered. Never happened. Was taking her house shopping every weekend to find a house. Never bought a house. Told her he was the regional manager of a company and was only the temp. Would make up family members, friendships, relationships, lied about money, lied about everything. On top of that, she long-winded as hell. So she go into a lot of detail on how he was doing this. And she said he would cover everything. And this wasn't no ordinary just liar, not like a regular liar, pathological. Meaning he takes things to the furthest extent to actually play out these lies. It's actually, this needs to be a case study. He needs to be a case study because this is actually scary. Y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and tag her so y'all can
Risa Tisa's 52-part Who the F Did I Marry series. Oh my goodness. If you have not watched it yet, put that on 2x speed, get you a snack, and watch it because oh my goodness. She is just such an incredible storyteller. Like the way she conveyed all of this information to us in such a composed manner. The fact that she was able to get all those points across in order thoroughly, like incredible. And at multiple points in this series, she talks about how there is this certain type of person who just gets off on lying to people. They get off on saying they're going to do things and then not doing them, and I could not agree more. And I'm so glad she's talking about it because I think a lot of people are like, that could never happen to me. You know, I know right away when people are lying, but some people are just so deep in their lies that you do not even know where lies start and the truth begins, and they've been lying for so long that I think they genuinely start to believe their own lies to the point that they have so much to back it up. Like, it's scary. It's like they have this image of themselves in their heads and they get off on portraying themselves as that even if they are not that. And since they truly see themselves as this person in their head, when you call them out on it, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like they don't recognize all of the hoops that they have to jump through to back up that they're actually this person that they say they're not, even though they're actively the ones jumping through the hoops to make themselves seem that way. Do you get what I'm saying? I've mentioned before that recently my friends and I dealt with a situation where there was a person who was part of our friend group, and it turns out that 90% of what they told us about themselves as a person in their life was just complete and total lie. And they told different versions of those lies to different people depending on the closeness and type of friendship that they wanted to have with you. And then they would just hope that none of those people would talk to each other. They did though. When I tell you this person always had a story about their life, I mean they had stories about their life. You could just be like, hey, how's it going? How are you today? And they would reply with like a story, like a multi-paragraphs long story with details and key points about the things they were doing that day, who they were talking to, blah, blah, blah. And then the next person could ask them the same question and they would get like a slightly different version of that similar story with slightly different lies and just so on and so forth. The funny thing was when we were like talking about it as a friend group, putting 2 and 2 together, we were like, you know, nobody was like drilling this person asking for these super specific details about their life. They just offered them up willingly to questions, like the very vague questions, like, how are you doing today? You know, like, how was your weekend? You know, stuff like that. They were the ones who would provide all of these super specific, not true details and like broken versions of stories when they could have just been like, oh, it was good, how about you? Or, you know, just told a very vague version of events. And we might not have been able to tell the difference, but I truly think that they got off of writing this fan fiction about who they were as a person and their life, and like getting us involved in this fan fiction about their life, if that makes sense. Like, they really wanted to truly be this person to the point that they had to convince their friends that they were this person. We were like characters in their fan fiction, and this person did not care about us or our feelings. They just cared about how we could be used to drive their little narrative that they were creating about themselves and for themselves. It's a very like me type of person. They don't care about forming a relationship with other people. They care about using other people to make themselves seem a certain way. When Risa Tisa talked about how this guy lied about the nature of his job, pretended to be closer to people than he actually was, faked screenshots of things, faked phone calls, I was just like, yeah, I think I've seen this film before. The situation with my friend group was definitely not as severe or drastic as Risa Tisa's situation. I am not trying to do like a one-up. I'm not trying to do anything like that at all. But we did hear that story, and we had this moment of like, this poor woman, heart goes out to her, that could have been us. Like, it really could have been us. It could be anyone. It really could be. So just please go watch her series if you haven't. It is so important, and I am so glad she is talking about this type of person, because these slimy dudes are out there. Beware. Don't become a character in somebody else's fan fiction that they're writing about their own life. PSA.
I watched the first 26 parts of the 52-part series, Who the Did I Marry? I took some notes. I'm going to read them to you now, without any further explanation. Cheesecake Factory. 6'5" and changing tires? Regional manager at a major condiment company? Girl, I get it. Talk about laying it on thick. You have to have discernment. This man is a homosexual. Backdooring the original realtor for his realtor friend without telling Risa is another red flag. You clearly don't have integrity in business. His friend ain't a realtor for real, if the friend even exists. The idea to record an audio diary was nobody but Jesus, girl. Any man who tells my mom and aunt not to call me for a week, psychopath, serial killer. Not he slammed the ring on the dinner table. Molly, you in danger, girl. He didn't go to work dressed like a VP at a condiment company. You walk the production floor every day. The switch up from BMW to Audi is crazy. Anybody bragging about money doesn't have money. This reminds me of the Zola story on Twitter that went viral and became a movie. Wink, wink. I am happy to contribute to this woman making 5 to 6 figures on TikTok by telling her story. I liked every video. He gets off on you getting excited knowing you're never going to get it. Jail. Every time Risa gets the hiccups, take a shot. Don't ever put yourself in a position where you're financially dependent on a man. Risa's mom with a word. Yes. Proof of funds. Not lesion. Jump scare. Somebody stopped by my house looking for me. Describe him. You 6'4" talking about he's shorter than me. Negro, everybody is shorter than you. What a psychopath. You the VP and you can't get in the building? I may have been born at night, but not last night. Legion printed itineraries, but no confirmations. Scam. Cheating on Facebook Messenger is nasty business. He won't show his US account and his offshore account because they don't exist.